Hello, and thank you for joining us for this CCAA pre-tournament press conference. Joining us is the number 3 seed on the women's side, Cal State LA, and their head coach, Torino Johnson. Coach, thank you very much for joining us today.
Danny, thank you for having me.
Well, I just want to talk to you a little bit about your team and give the teams a little insight, the fans a little insight about the Golden Eagles as we head into the 2023 tournament. So, Coach, you guys finished 3rd in the standings. Seems like you've had a lot of battles. Can you just tell me a little bit about your team and kind of what makes up the Golden Eagles this year?
We're a resilient bunch. I think throughout the year, we've been learning how to integrate younger players with a few upperclassmen, and then we've also had a few injuries. And so we've been battling throughout the year to find and keep an identity. And that's been extraordinarily difficult. And so we've been just a resilient bunch because through that difficulty, we never wavered, we never gave up. You saw us pull out big games, big wins. We beat Pepperdine in the beginning of our season. So going into that atmosphere and winning has propelled us into a situation which we feel we can sustain in the CCAA conference. So I would just sum it up with we're a resilient group.
So if I know what you're saying about your identity and that's the way you want to be, how do you feel other teams see you? If somebody was scouting on paper, what would you say what do you think they see your identity is, and what do you want them to see your identity is if it's just resilience?
We're a defensive team that gets buckets, to summarize it. Like I don't think it's a thing that has to be that difficult. We play inside, outside. We play outside, inside, whatever it is. We're a big team. We have guards. We can press you. We can zone you. We can play a multitude of levels. So I think we're a matchup problem for everyone in the conference. And there are several teams in our conference that are matchup problems for just about everyone else as well. So I think we're one of those teams.
I think when you think of Cal State LA women's basketball team, you think of great guard play, you think of the other one. But when I look through, you see that you guys do a very good job on the boards. Seems like you guys do a great job there. Could you just talk about the effort you guys seem to make? Because that's always a team effort on that side.
Absolutely. Game is, basketball is a game of attrition. And so we try to wear you down, try to wear you out. We try to be relentless in regards to our attack for positioning. It's not just getting a rebound, it's fighting for position. It's having the intent to rebound. And so sometimes you have to stat that and remind your players that you would just like for them to have some success at positioning. And then you can let the rest of the stuff take care of itself. Like they're going to play, we're going to coach. So if we're sprinting into spots and areas that the ball is more prone to, we're always talking about mathematics out on the floor. The angle in equals the angle out. So where do we shoot it from and where is it most likely to land? So rebounding is about will and technique. So you got to want the ball. And we have quite a few players, if you look through our statistics, that want the ball. And they're able to find the ball. And the other task then is to keep the ball. So some areas that we do really well in is an area of rebounding.
Last year, you guys had a little success at the CCAA tournament. You guys were able to get a win up there. But I know we're talking CCAA tournament right now, but you guys are also in the regional rankings right now and stuff. Just how do you use last year's success to continue to build this year? Because let's still be honest, it feels like you guys have taken even a further step forward with your program in this group this season.
Well, we don't want to win in a vacuum. So we understand that losing, just like winning, is transitory. And you have to position yourself mentally to move forward. What's next? And so us taking the next step in the program in regard to growth is attached to one of our goals. We want to stay growth oriented. That means players have to get better. Player development is at the forefront. And then again, you trust in the work. The work is the reward. Sounds like we're just quotables, but it's much more than that. You have to buy into that concept. So then when you find some success and you end your season, your regular season, and you're 19-8, and it's a historic year. Like we've won the most, we've obtained the most wins in school history in regards to our conference. And so you have to be respectful and mindful of that, because not too long ago, it was flipped. You're on the other side of winning. And so just being mindful and cognizant of those things allows you to push everyone forward. These young ladies have if you're a freshman enter our program, the only thing you know is 19-8. There are the young ladies in our program that had losses to UC San Diego. I would challenge anyone to ask those freshmen if they even knew UC San Diego was in our conference. So you really have to be mindful of where you're at and not allow the success to be in a vacuum. We want to celebrate it loudly. It's ours. We're in third place. We're celebrating third place, and we get to go into a conference tournament with a little bit of momentum and a lot of belief in ourselves. And gradually taking the next step would be to respect Sonoma and give them our best, and then leave out of that knowing that we can have our heads up. The regional rankings, it's really cool to be recognized, but we're so young with it, with experience as a coaching staff and as players that we don't know what that even means.
No, good stuff. And thank you for that insight. I'd like to ask you too, though, the one other part about kind of growth within your program and everything. Seems you guys have been playing quite a few close games, especially recently. And
Yes.
I'll be honest to you, over these last 2 weeks, you guys have been on the positive side and on the negative side of a couple of those. But how do you think that helps you prepare for playoffs, as those games always seem to be close?
I'll tell you, Danny, a long time ago, as a dad, I have two sons, Travis and Tyler. Travis is a 3-year-old, so this wouldn't really apply to him. But Tyler, after losing a game as a high school coach in a championship game, told me losing builds character. And I did not like what he said to me at that point in time, because it was right after a championship loss. That's what I consistently go back to when we lose games or we're in tight games. It does build character. It builds the character of the team. You start to realize who you're coaching, not when times are at its peak and it's great. It's just like being a teammate. You need your teammates. You need your team when you're at your lowest. And so being in those tight games reveals the character. Winning masks a lot of things, and losing unmasks those things. People tend to speak their mind freely when you lose. And so for us, we haven't had any of those negative character flaws when we've lost. We've stayed steadfast in our belief in ourselves and one another. And you see that everyone's pulling in the right direction. And that's why we've been able to win those close games, because in order to win those close games, you got to be in a game. And so we've been fortunate enough to be in games, whereas when we first started, we were just getting our butts kicked at times. That's no longer who we are as a culture. We show up, we compete, and we lost 2 games back to back, East Bay, Dominguez, both by 3 points. You follow that up with a 3-point win at home, and you do it where you finally overcome the circumstances. That's life. So very, very fortunate to be in those close games, and very fortunate to be able to pull some of those off. It could go either way, but we're very fortunate to have won some of those too.
As you said, you guys did a very good job, and the season's still going one way or another. And we'll have a chance to see you guys on Thursday. You guys are the 5:30 game against the number 6 seed Sonoma State. And you guys, it's a whole new battle. That was the team you were actually talking right there that you beat on basically a buzzer beater just last Thursday. So
yes,
should be another very good one on a neutral site. So Coach, thank you for just giving us a couple minutes of your time and giving us some insight to the Golden Eagles as we start.
Danny, as always, it's a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you very much, and see you up in Turlock.
Looking forward to it.